Game over. It is game over.
Game over, cancer. I'm Val Solomon, Director of Program Impact at Cannonball Kids Cancer Foundation.
And I'm Dana Nichols, Executive Director of CKC.
Game Over Cancer, a podcast dedicated to exploring conversations about pediatric cancer research, solutions, and inspiring family stories.
We're a nonprofit dedicated to creating innovative treatment options for kids fighting cancer and educating for change.
By creating a space for these conversations, we empower the community to take action and provide tangible hope.
Game over, cancer. Screw you, cancer.
So today's episode is all about, you know what, it's not even just the episode. Today, we're talking about what CKC is all about. Our mission come to life right here in the studio. We are going to be talking to and about ensuring children surviving and thriving.
And we're talking to a survivor.
We're talking to a survivor, and he is the namesake of one of our CKC-funded clinical trials, and it is just such a joy to see him, to discuss the things that he's into, and he's just such a joy.
We are so excited when we have kids in the studio because talking to kids is our favorite. Mm-hmm. Talking to survivors is absolutely our favorite. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Get inspired by these kids and this kid specifically.
Yeah. So our guest today was diagnosed with osteosarcoma at age 12. He's interested in engineering, particularly mechanical engineering and neurospace engineering, which I hope we talk about because I don't know anything about it. And he likes hanging out with his friends and fishing. He has a sister named Emily, and they together have a pet bearded dragon named Rusty. I'm also looking forward to chatting about that. And I think the interesting story that I heard was that he asked so many questions during his cancer treatment and wanted to understand everything about the process that the nurses joked he would be administering his own chemo before the end of it. He's got a wonderful mind. He is a sweet, wonderful young man, and we're so excited. He has a CKC grant named after him. In March of 2025, we named Dr. Allison O'Neill's trial at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute the Andy Albert Next Step Clinical Trial Grant. So please welcome Andy Albert.
Hello.
Hi.
We're so glad you're here today with us.
Thank you.
Should we just start with, it's summer.
It's summer.
What are we doing? How's it going?
Lots of hanging out with friends, going fishing, playing in the rain, riding around on my e-bike, things like that.
That's fantastic. Are most of your friends like in your neighborhood and you can kind of hang out pretty easily?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's the life, right?
It is the life.
What kind of, have you caught any fish?
Mainly just like small fish. They're called like bluegill. They're fairly easy to catch. Like I can do like one or two every little.
That's amazing. Do you eat the fish or we throw them back?
Throw them back.
Can you take them off the hook yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very easy.
Light years above any fishing I've ever done. I get scared when they get on the hook, you know?
You just got to kind of like grab them and then just pop it out and it comes out very easily.
Yep. Sounds easy.
You have to have confidence, Dana, is what I hear.
I don't have confidence when I'm fishing. Okay.
So right before, we'll get to some of the more detailed stuff about your treatment and your cancer and stuff like that in a minute, but I really want to bring our audience into the conversation we were having right before this, which is that you saw the Minecraft movie. My son saw the Minecraft movie, and he has some really, he has some opinions about whether or not enough of the OG Minecrafters were happy with the movie. What are your thoughts?
I feel like they could have, if they wanted to really go with like the original Minecraft, there were a few things that they, like a few little details they could have changed. But I feel like the majority of the major and minor details were like on par, like accurate with the game.
And Jack Black as Steve was like top tier for you, or
Top tier.
Yeah.
I love Jack Black.
I love Jack Black. So does my son.
Yeah. It could be in anything. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for any movie he's in.
Absolutely. So let's kind of go back a little bit, because I know that one of the reasons we asked you to come on the podcast is, when we were chatting with you about and your parents about having the grant named after you, you have this interest and this curiosity about the world around you. And we're going to talk about engineering in a minute. But some of that also goes back to you and your cancer treatment. So can you tell us, maybe kind of start our listeners back when you might have noticed that there was something wrong and what happened?
Yeah, so it was, I would say sometime like early of 2023, and we realized that there was like at least me, I felt like a bump on my leg because I was very skinny back then. Like I didn't have much weight, and I just like realized there was a bump. Like over the next months, like I just felt it getting bigger and bigger. Like not like a little like, oh, I think it's getting bigger. Like it started like. If I were to say how big it was when it started off, I would say like maybe like that, like half an inch to an inch. And I feel like it grew to like 2-3 inches within the span of like 5-6 months.
Yeah. Okay. And so you said to your mom, hey, this is getting bigger or something. Can we, and she said, are we going to the doctor? What happened next?
Yeah, we went to just my regular checkup doctor, and they said it could be like a little like growth in my bone, could be nothing. We just had to go and check it out. So then we went to an orthopedic doctor, and then the orthopedic doctor got MRIs, and they said it could be something worse. And then we went to an oncology doctor, and then that's when we like realized that something was off.
Okay.
It gets hard, right? Because we are hoping for that nothing. And then every time they send you to a new doctor, I imagine you were like, the chance of this being nothing feels like less and less.
Yeah, like I didn't know much about cancer before it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you remember with your mom and with your family what it looked like when you realized you had cancer? What was kind of going through your head?
So we were like up in UF, and then so it was just after my biopsy because I had like a biopsy to see like if it really was like osteosarcoma, and so pretty much we were up in the room with the doctor, and the doctor said like that I had cancer, and then one of the nurses jokingly was like, hey, you won't be able to go to school, and then that like because I like school, so that made me like sadder.
Yeah.
It's hard when people think they mean well.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but wait, school's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I like science and I like all these things. But cancer in itself has a lot of science and things that, you know, you got a whole education in that you never wanted or asked for.
Yeah.
I think one of the things we keep finding when we talk to you is what funny and interesting person you are. And so right off the bat, we want to talk about how you named your tumor.
I forgot what I named it.
You forgot what you named
If I'm being
it?
honest, I
Oh my
forgot
gosh,
what I named it.
honestly kind of love that.
I know. I love that too. And now I'm wondering, should I even consult the notes? Because I have it here. Do you want to know what you named it?
Wait, I feel like we could go on a whole tangent about how like something at the time that could be like just part of you and is what you're going through. And then you're like, oh yeah, that did happen. That's so far in my past. That kind of feels like a big deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what you named your tumor?
Sure.
Well, this here says that it was named Austin.
Oh yeah, because it was osteosarcoma, so I named it Austin.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I love this whole conversation because the fact that he doesn't remember is great.
That is really awesome, actually. Right?
So the next part of that question was, tell us what led you to do that. But do you remember, like, so you have osteosarcoma, you're going to name it Austin. What did naming it do? Do you remember? Like,
I just kind of like, I don't actually remember. I know at one point near the end of my treatment, we can talk about like more like then the treatment later. But I remember me and the nurses at Arnold Palmer, we had like a funeral for my leg.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So like for your leg and your tumor and for Austin kind of all at once?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was that a celebration of this leg's life or it was a sad day? What happens at a tumor funeral?
It was kind of like everything. Like it was like happy, like no more cancer, and then sad losing my leg.
Yeah. I think that's the thing we talk about a lot is like cancer is a lot of every single feeling all the time. Yeah. Well, I think going into that, you have osteosarcoma. We got to get rid of Austin, the tumor. So you had a rotationplasty.
Yes.
Can you tell our listeners, who I assure you many have never thought about this in their life, what that is and what that means for you?
So pretty much, so I started off with like regular leg, like having like a knee, ankle, hip, all that stuff. So my tumor was it was on like the outside of my left knee. And so pretty much, so my left knee was like infected, but then my ankle and my hip were still fine. So there were kind of 3 options that we could do. So there was like a full amputation where they'd amputate up at like the hip, and then I'd have to get like a prosthetic with like a mechanized knee or whatever. And then there was like a replacement, like a knee replacement. And I did not want that one because like you have to go in like every like year or so and like get it fixed. That'd be like a surgery every year, relearning to walk every year. Oh. And then the third and final option was rotationplasty. So what that is pretty much they take from like right below the knee to like below the hip. And then so that part is gone. And then take the ankle, rotate around, and then put it back on. So then the ankle acts as like the new knee. And then I only need to get like a below the ankle prosthetic.
Mm-hmm. And so then you don't have the surgeries every single year because you have a part of your leg that continues to grow and adjust to its new role, it sounds like.
Yeah, versus having to get manually adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some really big choices to make at 12. Do you remember talking through that with your family, with your doctors? What helped you guide towards a decision of what worked for you?
Well, we talked a lot with people who had gotten the surgery before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a big part. Like, there's someone I knew, his name was Sam. He had gotten the surgery. And one thing that I remember is, so we're at the restaurant waiting to meet him. And then mom's watching, and it's like there's a bunch of cars going by, and then we see him walking, and like we don't even see like a limp, like because he's behind a car. So it's like we just see like his head and torso, and it's like no limp.
Yeah. So you thought, I'm
That's pretty cool.
Looking at a normal person who's moving on with life.
Yeah, versus like even like with the leg lengthening one, like the knee replacement, like even with that, I still wouldn't be able to do certain things. Mm-hmm. Like riding like a regular bike or running, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. So going through all the different options then and deciding on which type of surgery you wanted to have to move forward, does that, I would imagine having a little bit of control in that kind of helps how you feel about, you know, your prosthetic now, and can you tell us about like how the choice, like being able to have a choice in that, and how that helps you today now that you are past that treatment point?
I feel like it was nice being able to have like a choice, because like I didn't want to get the leg lengthening one, and then we were only going to do like the full amputation if that was like the last resort option. Because the leg lengthening one, that would make it so it's like I'm not like regular, like it's like I can't do things with my friends, all that.
Yeah.
Like I'm like literally in these past few days, like I've been like running around, like playing like in like grass and water and all that stuff. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
And what's it like, you know, you and your friends palling around? Do they, like, when you showed up with your prosthetic, like, what was that like the first time they saw it? Was it like, oh, man, that's cool, let me see?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of my friends are like neighborhood friends, so it's like they kind of knew that it was going to happen, but at the same time they were like they were like interested, like they wanted to like help support me.
Yeah, I love that. We want to go off on a tangent, which is a thing we do sometimes. And we're both moms, and your mom's in the room. Do you ever just say, Mom, I cannot do that chore because I don't have that part of my leg? Like,
I've done that before.
Yeah, like, right? Like, what are we getting out of because we had to have a rotationplasty?
I mean, at the beginning, I got a lot of watching like TV, a lot of just like I'm trying to think of like the way to word this. Like I'd be like, "Hey, Mom, can you go get me like yada 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 snack?"
Yeah,
and like Mom would go and grab that.
Right.
Yeah. Now she's like, "You can go get it."
Yeah. How much time goes by before she's like, kid, Go get your own snacks. Get the broom. It's time for chores.
After I got good on my crutches, that's
Okay.
like that.
I would assume sometimes when she sees you buzzing around on an electric bike.
right. If
That
we're
the-
on the bike and we're fishing, we can
Yeah.
also do our chores.
I
at
can't
home,
take the
right?
trash out because my leg's on the other side of the room. No, get up.
Yes. Okay. We like that
That's
because
fair.
I think like part of being a kid is trying to get out of chores
Yeah.
and doing different things. So we got to use what we got or don't got.
Yeah. So now you are getting ready to before we move into the next phase, I would love to chat about, because the other story that we heard that your mom shared with us is that you became a huge advocate for yourself and for other kids during treatment. So do you know what I'm talking about there? Okay, can you share with the audience like ways that you advocated and what the result was in the hospital then?
Yeah, so for the port, which for people that don't know, it's a little thing in the chest that allows the doctors to an easier option to administer chemotherapy. So pretty much it's not like this directly put it in like a shot. It's like they have to hook it up and there's tape that they put over it to keep it in place, and then there's this little patch that they put on it to keep it sanitary. And so for the first part of my treatment, they had this little one that they called the donut, and it just slotted in and slotted out. But then halfway through my treatment, they changed it to this sticker, and then the sticker, it was sticky, and versus just sliding on and off, get stuck to my skin. They'd have to peel it off almost before they can even get out the port needle. So I really didn't like that. And after a few in and outs, going inpatient, outpatient, just usual chemo stuff, after that, I was kind of hey, I'm not liking this. And then when they had extras of the little ones, they were able to use them, but after a while they ran out. So I ended up actually writing a letter to the president of Arnold Palmer, and then he came and talked to me, and it's he didn't even realize that they had changed it. So I advocated, and I was hey, are you able to change this? And he's yeah, sure. And then now it's back to regular.
Okay, but dude, at 12 years old, do you know how cool you are when you're doing that? I mean, just honestly, I am an adult who I don't know that I would say anything in my treatment as that's happening. And I would hope that everyone does. But do you know how brave and cool that is? Or it's just of course I'm going to speak up.
I kind of just had to help, because I did not want to continue with the sticker one.
Yeah, I think it's really, really awesome, though. And then to even take it past telling the people in charge of your treatment and go write a letter, it's amazing. I think you probably don't even realize how many people now have had better treatment because you were speaking up about something that was bothering you and then can fix or help a lot of people. That's really cool.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I love that they came down and spoke with you directly, too.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yes. So
Thank you,
hats
Arnold
off
Palmer.
to Arnold Palmer Hospital, but mainly to Andy.
Yes, absolutely. So now it's been a couple of years since your diagnosis. How are you doing today? Can you talk about, I mean, you're clearly on the go this summer. And we talked a little bit about your rotationplasty and your prosthesis, but what other side effects do you deal with? Is there anything else that you're dealing with as a side effect from your chemo treatment or any of your other treatments?
I mean, I'm 14 now, as of a few days. I feel one thing I'm still working on is running. I can kind of do a little skip, hop, hobble kind of thing, but I haven't fully been able to run yet. I've been working on riding my bike. One thing, talking about earlier, I didn't remember that I had named my tumor. I knew that I had, but I forgot why I named it. We kind of in my family, we kind of call it chemo brain.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things I've kind of forgotten from when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that impact when you are in school and trying to learn new things? Is that easier than remembering old things, or it's hard to do that too?
I feel I can still learn the new things at school. I didn't really struggle when I went back.
Okay, cool. And when school starts up again, a month or so, right? What are you looking forward to for as far as classes or what you're going to be learning?
Because you're going to be starting high school, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Okay. So we're starting a new school. Yeah. What's exciting about that?
I mean, one thing that's not exciting is a lot of my friends aren't going to be there because a lot of them are going to a different high school.
Yeah, that's hard.
But some of my friends are still going, and I'm excited for some like the bigger classes. Yeah, and like being able to, in like a few years, able to like drive a car and all that kind of stuff.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely. And so you're, I know you have a big interest in, I know you have a big interest in engineering. And hold on, let me scroll back because you said specifically mechanical engineering. And did I get it right? Neurospace engineering? Aerospace engineering. I wrote it down wrong. So tell me, what are the things that you like the most about that type of engineering?
I just feel like like the way that like my brain works, like I feel like it's like easy. Like it's like when I'm like looking at something, I can like tell how it works, and I'm like able, like I want to like help like see how things could be improved, like constructing like lots of like mechanical parts, like things that move, like F1 cars, for example. That's one thing I've gotten into recently. There's all like the parts like the suspension, like the engine, like the steering wheel even has so many intricate little parts, and that's like the thing that interests me.
Oh, okay. So like
Machines.
yeah,
Yes.
and just specialized machines, right? Because what makes F1 so special compared to like other types of racing for you?
Like the steering wheel for an F1 car itself is like, the steering wheel itself is like more expensive than like a regular car.
Oh,
And like
wow.
F1, like it's like so advanced. It's been around for a while. This year's actually the 75th anniversary of F1.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very old sport. It's improved a lot. Like there's lots of like things that have like over the years have been improved. So it's changed like a lot. There's been so many like different like innovations in the sport. It's like a very interesting, like engaging sport.
Yeah. Sport and machinery.
Yeah.
Seems like very much your alley for sure, right? I think that's so cool.
That's really cool. So right now, today, and it can change, what do you want to do when you grow up?
Probably be some kind of mechanical engineer.
Yeah, I can see it.
I mean, sure. Yeah, I think so. Can we talk a little bit about, at CKC, we invest in clinical trial grants, and we invest in young investigators, which are people who are looking to make change and move forward the field. So what does it mean to you that we wanted to name a grant after you? Do you know about how grants exist? I know you know clinical trials and things like that exist, but what did it mean to you, or what did you think that was?
I mean, like, I just kind of felt like it's me giving back because so many people helped support me, and I just wanted to, like, give back to the people who've helped.
It's really cool. We've had, so when we name a clinical trial or any type of grant after a child, we will do a write-up, a little story, and then we share that with the people who gave to help support that grant. And I know that what you wanted to do was make sure that people understood a little bit more about your story so that they could want to get involved and help too. And we've had so much good feedback from your story, and people understand. I mean, I don't think anyone ever heard of a rotationplasty before we shared about that in our storytelling. So I wanted to thank you just officially for doing that and for being so open, because I know it's not always easy to be open about those kind of things.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's really amazing to see you as a very normal kid who's bright and excited about school or fishing and running around and playing in the rain, but also to be so dialed into what's happened to you and how you've handled it is really, really wonderful. And I know that a lot of times in my head, when people talk like that, I think, well, what was the choice? Like, this is what was handed to me. But I really, really am grateful that you would take time to talk with us, because it's kind of hard to talk about this stuff sometimes, huh? I would imagine there are times where it's like, look, I'm just going to school. I'm just going fishing. I don't want to be this part of me today. Does that ever happen?
Yeah, that's happened. Like, just like me hanging out with my friends, like.
We've talked a lot about you being so interested and inquisitive, well, in a lot of things, but definitely in your treatment. And you had been telling us a bit about a friend you made that's a pharmacist in treatment. Can you tell our listeners more about that?
Yeah, so the pharmacist at the hospital that I was at, so I was always wondering about like the all the chemos and all the medications I had to have.
Yeah.
And I was wondering because the pharmacist told me about how some of them were like incompatible with each other. So I was wondering about that, and one time he came up with like 2 incompatible medicines, and he like mixed them together in a little cup and like showed me how it's like they like crystallize and all that.
That's amazing because it's scary.
Yeah.
What, like incompatible and this and that? What does that even mean?
So it's like if 2 medicines are incompatible, they could like mix together. Think like a chemical reaction or something.
Yeah.
And the ones that he mixed together, it's like they form like little crystals. And you don't want them to like form little crystals in your blood cells because that could like break your bloodstream, cause internal injuries.
Right.
That is so amazing that someone would take the time to come and show you firsthand, not even just talk to you, show you how things were working in your own body. And that must have been very helpful for you to feel better about the medicines you were taking on.
Yeah. We meet so many, not just the oncologists, but certainly the oncologists, but like so many people that help perform or do some aspect of the medical care for kids with cancer. And they all spend a lot of time making sure the kids are comfortable as best they can. It's just a group of so many wonderful individuals. And the idea that someone came and literally showed you the science experiment that is the reasoning behind some of the things so that you would have a better understanding of it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love it. Before we wrap up, I do want to talk about one thing that we alluded to but that we haven't discussed yet, and that is Rusty the bearded dragon.
Yes.
So tell our listeners about Rusty, how old he is, he and his sister Emily showed me Rusty on our prep Zoom.
Okay.
And it is the cutest.
You met this dragon?
I met this bearded dragon.
Okay.
Yes, it's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about Rusty?
We got him earlier this year.
Okay.
When we got him, he was only like 3-4 months old. So
How big is he at 3 or 4 months old? He's like
he's like maybe like 4 or 5 inches, and now he's like 18 inches, and he still has like a lot to grow. He's going to be 2 feet long.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What's the pitch to get your parents to get you a bearded dragon? Was that easy?
I had cancer and I lost my leg.
Right. I mean, again, but like, what are we saying?
It was actually my sister's idea. Like
Really?
my sister
Okay.
had been begging for a pet for years,
Okay.
and then mom and dad were finally like, "Okay, you get a turtle or a bearded dragon."
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Okay. We weren't going cat or dog. We were going reptile.
I'm allergic to cats and dogs.
There we
Okay.
go.
All
Okay.
right.
The deck is stacking for a bearded dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So do you snuggle a bearded dragon? Do you pet them? Do you take them on walks? What's the interaction with a pet like this?
so a usual day, so we'll wake up around 8, we'll go and feed him.
Okay.
So we feed him live food like crickets and maggots. And
Okay.
like for the crickets, they'll be like jumping around, and his thing he'll be like chasing them and running after them, and like
Yes.
that's his exercise. And then like midway through like the day, we'll take him outside. He'll run around sometimes. He'll like go to the bathroom outside.
Yeah.
And then, like, after he goes to the bathroom, we'll take him inside and he'll run around. One time, we had him inside, and it was, like, after dinner. Like, it was closer to 6, and he was really tired because he had been out for a while the day. So we had him just on the ground, and he ran over into a little corner and curled up and tried to go to bed.
Aw.
He was sleepy. Set him
The
down.
first thing they told me was that you can like potty train a bearded dragon. So they literally take Rusty outside. I was like, I might want one.
Yeah, honestly, this sounds easier than my dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the other thing that I'll share with you is, we're on the Zoom and I'm meeting Rusty through the computer, right? But Rusty is looking at the computer trying to figure out where my voice is coming from. Very, very curious animal. And then did somebody say it's kind of like the cat of the reptile world? Like
My sister called it the golden retriever of the reptile.
golden
Oh,
retriever
golden
of the reptile world.
He's a sweet little babe.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of just taking everyone's word for it, but
So adorable.
yeah, I love this. And then what's the lifespan of a bearded dragon?
They can live like up to 20 years.
Okay.
So it's not like a fish or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've learned a lot today.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some, cards in favor of getting a bearded dragon.
I'm on board.
Definitely.
I think we need one for the office.
No. Mm.
Maybe Andy can bring his is it mobile?
my God.
Does it travel?
Okay.
Maybe Rusty can
A
visit us at the
visitation,
office.
I'm in. I love all this. We're also okay with Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to read more, you and I, about F1.
Yeah.
We got a lot to do. Okay. Well, we are so grateful you're here. And we always want our listeners to understand this isn't even just Andy's why we're here. Kids are why we're here. This is the fight when we talk about kids who have been diagnosed and are working their way through going into high school after.
Mm-hmm.
You're why you're here, bud. So if people out there want to support our research, they want to learn more about CKC, they want to learn more about what it means to fund research, they can go to cannonballkidscancer.org.
That's right. And we want to thank you for listening to Game Over Cancer. And did you know that leaving a review will help us reach more listeners? You can help us educate for change by adding a review and then sharing this podcast. Or you can go onto this episode and comment what animal you think I should convince Dana to buy for the office.
Well, now I got to buy
Whatever. We need an office pet. Leave us a comment. Should it be Rusty? Should it be a different animal? Maybe we could get a turtle.
Yes, you can have
We need
a
an
turtle.
animal for Andy and Emily to visit when they come by.
Okay. All right. This is taking a real turn in the
went a
outro
hard
of
left.
the podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate everyone joining us and making a commitment to join our fight. I, more than anything, want to thank Andy for being here today. It means
Thank
a lot
you.
to us that you would take time. Until next time, I'm Dana Nichols.
And I'm Val Solomon.
And we will CKC.
See you later. Join us as we transform fear into courage and turn adversity into opportunities for change.
If you want to be involved in the conversations that create change in the world of pediatric cancer, take a moment, share, like, and subscribe.